Love is often described as a force that transcends logic, barriers, and expectations. It strikes uninvited, sometimes in the most inconvenient or even socially condemned ways. Among the most complex and painful forms of love is the situation where a woman falls in love with a married man. This kind of love exists in the shadows of morality and social judgment, filled with emotional tension, quiet longing, and endless inner conflict. The story of a woman who loves a married man is not just one of romance. It is one of ethical dilemmas, emotional growth, and the exploration of what it means to truly love someone. At the heart of this story is the woman, intelligent, kind-hearted, and genuine, who did not intend to fall in love with someone unavailable. She met him by chance, perhaps through work or a shared social circle. He was charming, mature, and seemingly understood her in ways no one else had. Their connection was effortless, their conversations filled with laughter and understanding. Over time, admiration turned into affection, and affection slowly bloomed into love. But there was one problem. He was married. In the early stages, she tried to dismiss her feelings. She reminded herself constantly that he belonged to someone else, that nothing good could come of her affection. She avoided texting him too much, tried not to be alone with him, and buried her feelings under logic. But the heart, as poets have said for centuries, often ignores reason. The more she tried to resist, the deeper she fell. Every smile he gave her, every thoughtful gesture, became both a joy and a wound. The man, too, may have felt something. Perhaps he was in a complicated marriage, distant, loveless, or simply tired. Maybe he felt seen by this woman in a way he hadn't felt in years. While he never made promises, his eyes lingered a little longer, his voice softened when he spoke to her, and sometimes he texted her late at night. These moments became both a source of happiness and agony for her. Was he falling for her too, or was she reading too much into it? Was he being kind, or was he playing with fire? As the emotional bond deepened, so did the pain. Loving a married man is like being caught in a storm you can't escape. She couldn't openly express her love, couldn't hold his hand in public, couldn't plan a future with him. She lived in a world of what-ifs and maybes. She questioned her worth, her values, and her sanity. Was she a terrible person for feeling this way? Or was she just a human being who fell in love with the wrong person at the wrong time? Society often judges women in this situation harshly. She is labeled a homewrecker, a mistress, or worse. People rarely stop to understand the depth of her struggle, the nights she cried herself to sleep, the guilt she carried every time she saw a photo of his wife and children, the strength it took to smile in front of others while her heart was breaking inside. Love, in its purest form, is never about destruction. She didn't want to ruin anyone's life. She simply loved someone she could never truly have. Eventually, she faced a choice: continue living in this painful limbo or walk away. Walking away would mean heartbreak, silence, and emptiness. But staying would mean constant inner turmoil and a love that could never grow freely. After much reflection, she chose to let go, not because she stopped loving him, but because she started loving herself more. She realized that true love must be free, honest, and respectful of others' lives. She deserved a love that didn't have to hide, lie, or wait endlessly in the shadows. Letting go was not easy. It took time, therapy, journaling, and long walks in the park where she tried to make peace with her past. But with every day, the pain lessened, and her strength grew. She discovered new parts of herself, her resilience, her integrity, her courage. And one day, she met someone new. Someone who was available, kind, and willing to build a future with her. It wasn't the same intense fire, but it was steady, safe, and nurturing. This story is not about blaming anyone. The married man may have been confused, or lonely, or unsure of how to handle the situation. His wife, perhaps unaware, deserved truth and loyalty. And the woman who loved him? She was not evil. She was human. She loved deeply, hurt profoundly, and learned from the experience. Her journey teaches us that love is not always romantic and beautiful. Sometimes it is painful and complex. But even in its most difficult forms, love can lead us back to ourselves. In conclusion, to love a married man is to walk a tightrope between desire and conscience, between hope and heartbreak. It is a journey filled with lessons about boundaries, self-respect, and emotional maturity. It challenges our notions of right and wrong and forces us to ask, what does it truly mean to love someone? Is it to possess them, or to wish them happiness even if it's not with us? In the end, she loved, she let go, and she grew. And that, perhaps, is the most powerful kind of love there is.